Hi friends, welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown, where we take a look at everything on the internet, every board game ever that is finishing up their crowdfunding campaign in this last week. And we have a couple fun ones today. It's still a short week. February, it seems not as much is still finishing up as we ramp up into oodles and oodles of games, but don't worry, we'll be here to cover them all. I backed something last week because we hit 1,000 campaigns, so that was pretty exciting for me. And I backed something that I'm actually legitimately interested in, so bonus for me. Not a bonus for Renee, who wanted me to back Hissy Fit. There's still 14 hours. She didn't hear. But that's in the past. That is in the past. We are here in the present. But before we get into the episode, there are a couple things that I want to say. First, if you're interested, go over to the World Series of Board Gaming YouTube channel, which I am also running. Look at that. 2 YouTube Chris over here. 3 if you count the guest spots that I've been doing over on Rado's channel. 4 if you count the... No, I'm just kidding. But actually, go check out and subscribe to the World Series of Board Gaming's YouTube channel because I'm starting a designer interview series over there. And we had our first interview. It was supposed to start yesterday. It's actually going to start today because I had some troubles uploading. But we had our first designer interview over there with Helge Ostertag, who is the designer of Gaia Project and Terra Mystica. So we spent like an hour just talking to him, and it was really cool. And we're also going to give away a copy of Gaia Project because I have a budget for giveaways. So if you go over each one of these designer series, you could enter and you could potentially win a game. And there aren't that many subscribers over there as of right now, so this is your best chance. Go over, and I want a Room and Board subscriber to win the giveaway. So I hope you do, and share it around. Share it to all of your board game groups because that would be cool. I want to start this designer series, and it's literally just to interview designers and talk to them and pick their brain and talk about their design process. So I'm really excited to start that series over there. We had another interview. Our next one will be with Martin Wallace, which will be coming up, and you can win yourself a copy of maybe Brass Birmingham, maybe Martin Wallace's favorite game that he talks about in that one. So yeah, I'm getting more and more designers to sign up and getting those in the can, and it's just something that I think is cool, and I'd love to be hosting on this channel, but I have to have some sort of content over on the World Series channel. So go subscribe over there and check that out if you're interested in that. So I just wanted to front load that in case people drop off. Well, now you know where you could go to hear less of me and more of people who actually know what they're talking about. And speaking of people who know what they're talking about, I want to give a huge shout out to my newest patrons, Kevin, Under, and Raider363. Thank you so much for jumping on board, supporting the channel. You know by now the graciousness that I want to convey to you and to all of my patrons, but especially to you three because, you know, you're my favorites. Don't tell the others. No, thank you to everybody who is able to support the channel. It actually makes a huge difference. Even though I haven't spent a single dollar of that patron money, it's all just sitting in PayPal for a year's worth. Pretty good. I'll buy a camera. After a year of YouTube, I can purchase a camera. It does make a huge difference in terms of me being able to do some upgrades. Hopefully, I can get another camera soon and just keep on leveling up the channel. So thank you for supporting it, and it helps me justify the amount of time that I do spend on this, which is every waking second of my life.
Tell me about it.
Renee, the peanut gallery, is back, and by popular demand, she says, tell me about it. Although, to be fair, I have spent a couple waking seconds not thinking about YouTube, and that's made me very guilty, but I've been watching Pressure Cooker on Netflix, which is like a Big Brother style cooking competition, and it's so good. Everyone there is an incredible character. You should go check that out as well. Anyway, let's get into the week. Again, like I said, we got a short week, and we're going to start off with... No, not Telesanta. I don't want to go there. Stop giving me your previews up. Dang it, Game Found. Here we go. With Sleeve Kings, Season 4 of Sleeve Kings. That finishes in 2 days. Nope. That finishes tomorrow, Tuesday the 8th at 12 p.m., which is noon, for those of you who are 12 a.m., p.m. challenged like myself. And this is, you can get a bunch of sleeves. That's what it is. I am not a card sleever. You've seen some of my inserts. I wrap them with elastics and they aren't even sleeved. And you know what? They haven't been damaged yet. So I'm going to keep on doing it until I need to. I do need to sleeve Coup because we played every day for 3 months in various lunchrooms. So that one, those cards have gotten some wear to them. But otherwise, I'm not a huge sleeve fan. And we were talking about it a bit in the Discord. If you sign up for Patreon, you get access to our Patreon-only Discord. And we were talking a little bit about this. And somebody mentioned that they find it harder to shuffle cards with sleeves. And that's me as well. I find sleeves to be incredibly hard to shuffle. But I do want to check right now on camera to see if it rocks my world. I have sleeves on Architects because I got the second hand and somebody had taken the time to put a bunch of sleeves on it. So that's how I got it. But someone said the mashing cards together technique is the way to go. And I am intrigued by this technique. And I assume you just mash the cards together and the sleeves do the work. I want to see the validity of this statement on camera. Can we even see it? Let's see it. Let's bring me bigger for this. We can't see it. Let's see my woes. I don't think that was it. Maybe I need 2 bigger decks. Is that how to make it work? I'll mash the blue and the green backs together. I don't care. It's been so long since I played this, I don't know the reason for the difference. Ugh. They just slide out of your hand. It's just the worst. All right, let's try together. Let's go long side. More things to catch, less folds to catch. Right? This is probably it. This is like one of those infomercials where, oh yeah, green is the buildings, blue are people. That makes more sense. This is one of those infomercials where someone's for a sleever. Do you sleeve cards like this? I mean, do you shuffle cards like this? I reject your mashing together technique. Oh, dang it. Thank goodness they have those different colored backs. This makes me want to play Architects, though. Yeah, these aren't that bad, but you just don't, there's chunks. There's so many more chunks in there. Can't really see it. Rather than just like a nice, clean riffle shuffle. I don't know. I don't get it. I do love the box for Architects, though. I love the size of it. It really is quite nice. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I was really excited. I was ready to have my mind blown on camera of my shuffling technique that I've been doing all wrong all these years, but I think I still have a little bit of work to do on that one. But let's check out Sleeve Kings. I mean, there's not too much more to say. Oh, you can get a bunch of sleeves and a bunch of sizes, and you can get them slightly cheaper than retail. I think somebody was talking in the Discord as well, saying that they held off and then they bought a bunch of sleeves and it cost them like $15 more, and they bought it on sale too. So, but this is nice. They show you a little bit. Don't sleeve your campaign games. I understand. All right, I understand for resale value because you're only going to play it once and then you're going to get rid of it. I get it. I just think you're not touching the cards enough for it to be wrecked. I guess if you're going to touch the cards enough that they will be wrecked, then you should do it. But like stuff like this that are map tiles, any cards that don't get shuffled, I also don't understand why you bother sleeving them. Well, unless you like to eat at your table. I don't. So, or because I get way too focused. It's not a rule. It's not like a hard rule to protect the games. It's because I get literally too focused on the game that I forget everything around me exists. Which, if Renee were still in the room, she'd have something to say about that as well. But yeah, check it out. Oh, Rising Sun. Rising Sun is a game where you don't need sleeves whatsoever because the cards aren't hidden information. They're face up. It's a face up card market, and they just represent a little ability that you have. And then these small sleeves are for what? The extras? The add-ons? Unless these are for the gods and those are normal size. I can't quite tell. But this is great for those of you who like to sleeve. I know I'm in the minority, and people find it relaxing to kind of do it. You've got a bunch of stuff here that is going to be like very slightly cheaper than you getting it when you need it. So check that out. That finishes again at noon tomorrow. Moving along to the biggest campaign on this week, raised over $2.8 million, which is probably not a huge success for Marvel United. I mean, I think X-Men raised, well, I don't have to think, I can check. The first one raised less than this, though, or around this number. X-Men raised like 6 million, right? Oh, John Company, come on. What have you done? I don't even know if the original raised over a million. Yeah, what is that? That's great that you can't even see it. 2.866, which coincidentally is literally what they're on right now. 2.824. So they're close to hitting Marvel United, and then Marvel United X-Men was 5.9. It was almost $6 million. But the price point has remained consistent for this one, and if you're just getting the base pledge, I think this is a legitimate, potentially legitimate purchase. I think you should go watch the 5 Reasons You Shouldn't Back and see if that tests your mettle or not. If you have everything from the previous 2 campaigns, don't do it. Like, just don't do that to yourself. You're paying $100. It's not $65, it's $100 after Come On shipping. Let's see what stretch goals have been unlocked. They've unlocked a bunch. They've unlocked a bunch of heroes, which don't matter, but the sculpts are cool. 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 25. They're on to 26. And then they've unlocked 7 anti-heroes, which is great. Red Hulk. So in case your plastic unpainted Green Hulk needed a different plastic unpainted Red Hulk, well, now you have Red Hulk, who actually seems to be Purple Hulk. But we have 7 of those, and then 12, 13 villains. So we have 20 extra villains with this, which is where the modularity comes from. That honestly feels like a better balance of heroes and villains than they'd potentially done in the past. But and you get equipment and stuff. I understand why you want it. I just, like, to me, it's just not worth $100. If you don't know Marvel United, you get to take a number of actions on your turn, and those are determined by the card that you played and the previous card that your partner played. And if you want to play it on really hard mode, you can do them in order. You have to do them in order. That's what a few people who were playing incorrectly were playing a game that I think would be more fun. But you don't have to do them in order. You can take those, and those movements are basically punching, which can punch villains or little baddies, also villains. Heroic acts, which can be used to save people or perform heroic acts and clear a spot, a location. And then you have movement, which you can move around the board. That's it. You have 3 choices of things that you can do on your turn, and then it's how you maneuver in that system. And for only having 3 choices of things, they've had hundreds of heroes. Because if you look at every box, you get a ton of more heroes and more hero decks. There's just hundreds of these things. The one that is interesting here is Civil War, because it gives you a PvP mode. But is it going to be that interesting? Is it going to be interesting enough to have you get it off the shelf if you don't love it? And I know I'm the minority here. I feel like quite a few people enjoy this system, but I am not one of those people. And then this here is what makes me really mad. But you kind of have to expect it, because they know they can get you to spend money on it, and they know that you want it. And it's better that they're reprinting it. But just like the Unspeakable box, you can get these previous promos. Marvel United was 35 and 11 villain pieces. 11 villain pieces for $120. So for 11 villain pieces, because that's our modularity, right? 3, 5, and 5, 13 villain pieces for, $100 is what you could get. That's something to consider if you're like, man, I really need all that extra content. I just think it's so offensive to me when this was $65. It was. And I think they're throwing it up there partly as a push for you to get this base pledge. And I can see it working for a lot of people. They think, listen, I'll have to pay double to get it. Because that's basically what you're buying here, right? The Marvel United Multiverse is so minimal in cost. You're just purchasing these big promo boxes. That's what you're purchasing. So having that, it's great that they have it on offer. I'm glad people can get it, and I'm glad people can get it from the company who made it, trying to suck the money out of your wallets and making a huge profit off of you, instead of other people who bought it exclusively to make a huge profit off of you. Honestly, if I'm going to choose between two people in that instance, I'm going to choose the company. But for me, it's just more of the exact same, and the equipment cards aren't interesting enough to make me want to pull the trigger on this system that I've tried and haven't enjoyed. I mean, a lot of people said, oh, well, you got to try Season 2. Oh, you got to try this. Well, this fixes it. And I get it. I get that it might up the complexity. I do, and I honestly believe it, but I'm not willing to go out and purchase something to see if that fixes it for me when my experience was like kind of so low. You know, I'd give Marvel United like, I don't know, 5 out of 10, and not a Zach Groombridge 5 who rates things at a 1, 5, and 10. I'd give it a 1 in that case. I give it like a 5 to a 4. It was just uninteresting to me. So I don't see, even if that helped bring it up to like a 6 or a 7, I got enough games that are over a 7 that I would want to play. But if you are interested, more people than me have played this system, and more people than me have enjoyed it more than me. So check it out. That finishes Wednesday, February 8th at 9 p.m. Oh yeah, so Sleep Kings actually finishes on the 8th as well. I thought that was tomorrow, but it's not. It's 2 days from now. Let's move along. We still have some interesting things. You don't have to run away just yet. Fairy of Perfume may not be one of those interesting things, but you know, we got to look at it. So I'll be right back. All right, actually, this legitimately looks fun, but you should probably just go get Quacks of Quedlinburg instead, because this is just Quacks of Quedlinburg. You're going to put a bunch of gemstones into a bottle, and you're going to shake some out, and you're going to buy more gemstones, and then shake more of them out. That's pretty much it. You want to get the most points by the end of the game. You don't want to put charcoal in the game into your perfume bottle, because who wants to smell like a dang chimney? There's a reason why the chimney sweeps are the most reviled of fairy tale characters, the sootiest of people. It's because they're covered in charcoal, and let me tell you, that doesn't bring all the boys to the yard. Unlike milkshakes, being covered in milkshakes, that's okay. That does bring them to the yard. This is, I mean, $67 Canadian. I doubt the shipping is going to be any good. Yeah, because it's a personal shipment. If the delivery address is outside Japan, the shipping fee will be quite high. Very sorry, though. Love that. Honestly, that's the sort of upfront, like, listen, it's going to be really expensive, and you probably don't want to buy it. If you do, go ahead, but you probably don't want to buy it. But it's a passion project, and legitimately looks fun. Shirota Chika. This means I should really brush up on my Japanese, because I've lost basically all of it because it got too hard on Duolingo. But maybe that'll be my episode 76 resolution, and we'll see if we get any progress in the next time. Looks cute, love the concept. Not gonna be good for anybody to purchase outside Japan, but I'm happy that we covered it. So great job, Fairy of Perfume. Make that beautiful perfume for me. Or don't. Do what you like. You have your own agency, right? Just because you're a fairy. Like, I'm not trying to capture you and put you in a bottle. I do love that maybe it is the fairies who are rebelling against being trapped in bottles for so long in titles like Legend of Zelda. Now they're like, okay, we're going to make some perfume. And I bet the gemstones aren't actually spices and scents. I'm pretty sure they're humans. I'm fairly certain, now again, my Japanese might be a little rusty, but I'm fairly certain that's what this translates to. Those are human people, and the fairies are stuffing them in, and honestly, we deserve it. But if you're interested in that, check that out. The finish is Thursday, February 9th at 4:01 a.m. Moving along to Shadow of Shogun. It's a print and play, 200 plus components of a print and play. Fantasy strategy game like a buffed Catan. That gets people going. Beautiful artwork, badass leaders, short stories, and different abilities, all in a 3-pound print and play. Let's check it out. Great video that tells you nothing but story, right? But flavor. It's just not helpful. So where's the rulebook then? That should tell me something. Maybe. Is there really... I mean, I love world building, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just go, no one's gonna pay attention in your story, in your game, right? They're just going to say, oh, give me a forest. They're not going to need to know that the forests were forged upon Mount Wood. That's where most forests are. Rulebook a little over halfway down the page. Do like that it exists, though. Not a lot of print and plays have it. Not the great... There's some things in the rulebook that I don't understand, but I think I got the gist of it. You're going to... It really is just card Catan. Let me see if there's a better graphic in this. Yeah, so you're gonna be laying down, you're gonna be claiming different territories and then rolling dice and getting resources and using those resources to get more stuff and then get 10 points. That's the basic outline of the game. Oh yeah, here are the territories. You see how you're connecting and you're building roads, and just like Catan, you can't start out right next to each other, but you can expand right next to each other. This right here, yeah, that's a better thing. So if you want to watch a gameplay, you'll be flipping and revealing things and exploring the area and figuring out what's out there and what resources are out there and trying to claim the ones that are going to be most beneficial to you. I think it looks okay. I really do like the art, and like it's very clear the art. There's been a lot of care and taken into this thing. So $3, $5 for a print and play. If you like Catan and you wanted to try a different sort of variation, check it out. That finishes Thursday, February 9th at 7:59 a.m. Moving along to Arborea, which is a new worker placement and removal Euro game, a shared resource track set in a mystical world, part of our advanced games line from Alley Cat Games. Let's check it out. People seem excited about this, and well, at least almost 3,000 people do. So if you're excited, I'm excited. Looks cute. Retail edition is going to be £38, $62 Canadian. Kickstarter exclusive edition is £8 more, $10 more, $13 more. Let's see what those upgrades are actually going to be after we check out the rulebook. Oh, so the edition is just a little extra expansion, but you're going to get these nice wooden components. Look at that cute little guy. In every box? That's great. Ah, what a beautiful Guardian gift right there. 1 cube per player. I feel very protected by that Guardian. I always find with these little expansions that I never need them. I've gotten some. I got like the Golden Mushroom expansion with Tiny Epic Quests, and I never really played it with it. I find they're always just like a tiny extra thing, and don't really need it. Rules, a little over halfway down the page, but there's a really nice gameplay highlight here. Oh, you can make me sign in? This board is really busy, but the basic premise of the game is you're going to put your workers on these little tracks, and then these little tracks are going to shift further and further down. So kind of like Solkin, where the gears move, the longer your workers stay on there, the more better stuff they have access to, and they're going to hop off into that section of the wood, and they're going to get a bunch of stuff. Oh, this is neat, though, because it says after a track moves for any reason, all players can take any number of their villagers off that track and place them at the beginning of a trail. So you can kind of claim trails. You can't, like, push people past the place that they actually wanted to go. So it seems a bit friendly in that regard, because in Solkin, if you don't time it out correctly, you can get pushed right off the edge. And, oh, it's just... it'll happen to you once, and then you'll never let it happen to you again. So you can put someone down, or you can push it a little bit further. That's your kind of your choice. And what's also interesting is you're taking these biomes, and that's how you're going to sort of grow your ecosystem. The premise of the game is that you want to grow your ecosystem, you want to make the world habitable again. You're going to be putting your little animal meeples next to spaces that they like for additional points when you do that in this whole sort of card section of the game. But you have this shared resource track, so you're pushing these parts of it up, and then you're using these resources to do that thing. But if you don't use all of it, it's going to be there, because the shared resource track is going to be there for somebody else to potentially use it. Or maybe you can use it again and set yourself up. That's going to be the give and take balance of it. Yeah, this is a picture of those ecosystems that you're going to be laying the cards down on top of, and then you're going to place creatures so that they touch the spots that they like. Most points wins. Go up on different tracks, get a bunch of creatures. That's the game. So yeah, $75 Canadian, then plus shipping. UK £6. I hate when they change it like this. I mean, make it the pound and make everybody think like they're getting good shipping. Canada, $30 shipping, and that's US. So it's $40 shipping, so it'd be $115 to get this game to my door. No chance, right? Easy choice. Let's look at the US. 13, so it would be around 60 to get to your door. That's not bad. EU1 shipping is decent. When you get into EU2, then don't do it. But yeah, it looks fun enough. You'll just have to decide if fun enough is enough to get you to pull the trigger, really. I find with games like these, they look good. Do they look like they're going to blow my mind? It's hard to tell just based upon the rulebook and gameplay, but they look fun, and the component quality seems nice. If you like the theme, if you like that element in Soulkin, I mean, like, the tracks are what is making me interesting. The idea that I can put my worker out there and have somebody else push him up, and then if I time it out correctly, I can get the stuff that I need. That seems pretty exciting to me. 90 to 120 minutes, that also is a time frame that I particularly enjoy, so check that out. Yeah, that finishes Thursday, February 9th at 6:49 p.m. if you're interested. Moving along, this is not a board game, it's a board game adjudicant, that's the term. This is the Monarch game table. I always will click on a gaming table just to see. I was watching some reviews of gaming tables the other day. We're reorganizing, and I thought, could I get a gaming table in? But I also don't think I ever need one. It might get me to play more campaign games, but that would be about it. In a small space, it just doesn't appeal to me for our decor choices. But I wanted to see how much it was. Medium table for 4 to 6 players. That's probably what anybody needs. It's $12.78 Canadian. That actually feels good. And it includes a topper. That's pretty good. Doesn't include taxes and duties. Includes fabric cover of your choice, though. I do love, like, everyone's getting a dining topper. Let's be real. Everybody's doing it. So, yeah, build it into your pledge and price point. That's awesome. Water-resistant table, and they have, like, the little leaflets. Of course, those are going to cost you extra, but they're always fun to have. Wow, look how easily that converted. Pretty good, huh? Oh, it's almost like, I hope mine does that as easily. And I can Houdini those plates right off the table. Just smash your plates, that's what you need. Espresso Stain is an extra 50 pounds. We reach 75K in funding. It becomes free. Seems like it's free, because I'm sure they've, 200,000 in their funding. Great job. That's a nice color too. Yeah, I think the espresso would be the one you want to do. Nice colors for the table mat as well. Yeah. Cup holders are always going to be more expensive than I would ever want, but if you're spending that much, they kind of bank on you getting it, and that makes sense. I think I'm impressed with the price for $12.78 Canadian, because let's check All Play, formerly known as, that's not are you live? Are you WhatsApping me right now? I think we should All Play. allplay.co.uk. Is that it? All Play? No, All Play. See, this is why I prefer board game tables. Let's go boardgametables.com. It's still boardgametables.com, but they're now called All Play. Let's All Play is going to be their new site, and it's not clickable. I don't know why you have your brand changing. I don't know. It could be that, or I'm pretty sure. He's changed his room. He's aging. Expected. They're asking a pretty penny for All Play, but honestly, you'd be doing the world a service to get it out of the hands of this very clear supervillain who, WhatsApp man, is gonna come and jump out of your WhatsApp any day now, asking you if your name is Drake and you're just in town for a couple days and looking forward to meeting up with you. Board game tables. When you do this branding thing, sometime in January, that website will start redirecting you to letsallplay.com. Nope. February 5th, right now. Nah, you are dropping the ball. And you're going to really drop the ball, because I was about to put a review on QE and Psychic Pizza Deliverers. Board game tables. I think board game tables are the best price. I used to have an affiliate link for one of the tables, not board game tables, the really expensive one where they gave you like 10% commission on a table. So it was like you would make $400. Nobody ever, there were like a couple of people who clicked on the affiliate link, and then they changed it during their sale. They said, hey, yeah, for our sale, we're not giving you anything, because we're just taking that 10% off that we would have given you and given it to someone else, but still use our link. And I thought, well, nobody's clicking on this anyway, so I deleted it. And clearly they were so memorable that and made great tables that I wanted to keep talking about them. Speaking of sponsorship, hey, you like my shirt? Go to Into the AM and get some shirts using the code Slippery Jim if you want 10% off. I think you can get better deals if you don't use it, to be honest with you. But I really like their. This is Chris the Shell coming out. No, this is the Chris who wants free stuff. I really like their basic tees, and I should have gotten more basic tees, because I wear that one all the time, and I just want one more ad, because then I can ask them to give me some more basic tees for free, because I will legitimately purchase them if that doesn't happen, because they are my favorite t-shirt company, and I find their quality to be so soft and smooth and comfortable and stretchy and just fits the right way. I really like it. I go for mediums for most of their stuff. For me, and I'm about 6 feet, like 190 pounds of pure muscle. No, of pure bull, of pure bull, of pure baloney. Jasper table $7.99, topper $4.99, $4.19. So that's $12.18, but that's not Canadian. And the Jasper is about like kind of their standard table, and I think that's one of the more affordable ones on the market. So oh my god. So legitimately, I think this is a medium table for 4 to 6, or even the large table for 6 to 8. Doesn't include shipping though. Let's see what the shipping is. First 50 backers get a 50% off discount on shipping. USA and UK only. Wow. I guess they only needed 50 backers to hit their target. I mean, to be fair, 50 backers, that's almost $50,000, right? When they're almost 1,000, it's over 50,000 Canadian. How many backers total on this project? 232 backers. Reasonable goal. A table of similar construction and quality would cost over 3,000. Well, if you're, that one company that I legitimately can't forget, but check anybody else's place where they have affiliate links, and it's probably that one. It's not Wormwood. I'm going off the rails anyway. A new company launching a game on Kickstarter. We understand people might have concerns. So they do have the pictures, or at least the stock photos of this sort of stuff. They're claiming fulfillment in April shipping. Here we go. US between 250 and 400 pounds. Canada between 300 and 500 pounds. So about the same. UK sub 200. That 50% off in shipping is really starting to look good, isn't it? So, okay. So let's see. $7.90 is actually $11.90, right? So we're looking at $2,000 for a table with the topper included, with shipping included. And if we go to, that's not it. Damn it. No, I'm so flustered. Stop coming into my WhatsApp. Board game tables. Oh, get stuffed. I know. Boom, boom. Let's just do that. Add to cart. Cart. Checkout. Shipping calculator. Next step. Let's do it. I'm going to mock do it. And I'm going to blur it out so you don't know my address. Because I know you're going to send me 50 copies of the Night Cage. And I would like to avoid that as long as possible. Oh my god, he's back. Yeah, so it was about 188 US. So the total for me came to like 1,400 US, which when you convert it is 1877 Canadian versus 1936 Canadian. So that's after the shipping. You're still saving a little bit with the Jasper from Board Game Tables, from All Play. But really reasonable that they're able to do it at that price. I don't know. This kind of looks good. It's a new company though, right? Like that's the risk. Dragons and Geeks. You got to see if they're ready to go the long haul. But sometimes it's interesting getting in at this smaller level. So check that out if you're interested. You can make a very large purchase in this next week if you're if you want to pull the trigger. That's Friday, February 10th at 11 p.m. Let's keep moving to Total Frayhem, a free-for-all fighting card games full of chaos, carnage, and waffles. We're not covering this. I just want to do that. It's a funny card game, and it's not gonna fund. So we're not looking at it. I just wanted to blow my air horn. Let's move on to the Manhattan Project, War Machine. I'm actually pretty excited about this one because I like the Manhattan Project. I haven't played Energy Empire yet. It's still on my list to do it. And I want to do a comparison video between those two. I think that would be fun. But I maybe I'll have to wait and do it between all three. So let's check this one out. Okay, this seems pretty neat. What's kind of fun is this is by Jan M. Gonzalez, who, let's see what you've done. Seastead, Robo Diner, not too much. But I do like that the Manhattan Project is kind of a series of games where they just take the same theme and a new designer does kind of a new take on it, which I think is neat. So this one is all about working in the factory, making the best factory to create the best war machine. And only $35. Yeah, I thought it would be something like that. Custom die, rolling dice. Give me the how to play. Download the draft rules. Very small campaign page. So this is halfway down the campaign page, but it's not a lot of scrolling. Amazing. And only 5 pages of rules. It's a very simple game. So basically, you're going to be rolling these dice. You can re-roll them, but you have to keep certain dice. And then you can put these workers on these spots. And you get the worker bonus of the spot. That's the darker one, it looks like. And then your opponents get to take the lesser choice. So again, it's kind of that follow mechanic, which I really, really like. Then in addition, you can take all the dice you placed and you get to put them on your own structures and activate your structures as well. And as you build, you can flip over more structures and more spots, and you get these unique structures that will give you additional stuff. You get points for structures, points for stuff remaining in your warehouses, points for your secret objective cards. Boom, done. Very simple game. A lot simpler than I was expecting. But Manhattan Project is pretty simple too, with its variable workers. So there you go. $35 is a good price. A good price for this. 47 Canadian. Shipping group pledge, where you get 6 ones, is $40. Get in on a group pledge if you want it. Otherwise, a standard copy is 15. So you're paying $50 US, 67 Canadian, which makes it less exciting. 47 Canadian feels decent for what you're getting here. This feels more like a retail wait and see because of that. Well, especially if you have to pay like $24 in shipping for sure. Like, it seems neat. I think it seems fun. But again, it's one of those where I think what you see is what you get, really. But yeah, check that one out. The finish is on Valentine's Day, February 14th at 9:55 a.m. So if you want to wage war against the commercialization of love, well, buy yourself Manhattan Project War Machine as a little treat instead. Or, on the other way, you could just get yourself a Horse Girl, which is our next campaign. Quick trigger warning, the next campaign is very dark, and I didn't expect it was going to be as dark as it is until I started looking at it. So, sorry. Horse Girl is a solo, GM-less journaling game in which you will document your surgical and mental transformation into a horse.
What?
Yeah, that's why I clicked on it, because I think it's a journaling game. This feels like it's telling you to just go insane. It's like, yeah, do you want to chronicle your own descent into madness? Would that be fun for you? Check out Horse Girl. Wow. Content warning. This game includes grotesque body horror, torture, dehumanization, bestiality, pregnancy, sexual situations, and consenting to have horrible things done to you by someone you love. This is the solo journaling game? Inspired by such lovely films as Tusk, the Human Centipede trilogy, Boxing Helena, and Equus, Horse Girl is a body horror solo journaling RPG where you undergo a surgical and mental transformation into a horse by the love of your life. I don't think I want to continue even looking at this. This is scary. This is not a good thing. I guess that would be the point of doing it. It jumps headfirst into extremely difficult emotional territory by exploring the question of how the need for love and security makes us subsume who we are in a relationship. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this testimonial. What a terrible day to be literate. I agree. I wish I didn't know this existed, and I'm sorry I told you about it. But yeah, so also fittingly finishing on Valentine's Day, and I'm sure that is by design, you could check out Horse Girl. You know the person who's turning you into a horse? Do you want to know what their face looks like? It's that. It's all play. What's that, man? That's the one. That's the villain who is doing this to you. Oh, I am shooketh, and somebody just decided, yes, I want that. I want this to happen to me. I do not. And if you feel like you're in that sort of relationship, run away. Because you should not be turned into a horse. You are perfect just the way you are. Yeah, I had all these jokes planned about me not being able to be called Horse Boy, but Little Gerbil Boy. But they don't feel right now. And so that's our last one. So let's just look at something else quickly that is not going to fund.
Artie.
What are you? What was that about?
So let's look at something else quickly.
And you just shouted Artie?
He's a great palate cleanser.
Artie is a great palate cleanser. You're correct, Renee, but he seems comfortable where he is. Yeah, Artie's taking a break because Artie used to be a grown man. until we turned him into a cat. This is something that I just wanted to touch on. It's not going to fund. It's a bunch of different card games in book form. So it's just a rule book of card games. And you could buy a very expensive deck of cards. But I just want to, because it's called the Duelist game, because it's just, and because they say this, where is it? This is the number one thing that you can play in there. The two players face each other in a head-to-head competition of strategy and adaptability. It's a two-player head-to-head card game. You know, that's just like Duel Monster. I'm too shook. Oh, Artie, hi. You're just in time. Just in time for the people. I'm too shook. Artie's gonna jump away right away. But no, he's not. He wants some food. That's what he wants. Yeah, that's it. Let's leave this week on this terrifying note of actual, like, really emotional trauma. Good thing you have Artie's butt to stop you from that trauma. Just right everywhere. Hi, buddy.
I hope you got that.
No, it's not like a right angle. Yeah, whenever Artie smells something on the ground, he comes up, and his face looks like his mouth hangs open. Yeah, so that's it for the week. There's a pick for me and a pick for you. This week just really derailed here. But there is a pick for me. And my pick for me, I think, is going to be Manhattan Project. War Machine. I think Manhattan Project War Machine feels good. I love War Machines, you know? Don Cheadle. But the fact that it's $35 feels fun. It's something that I would be definitely interested in trying. I think it would be a good time. And I think it's a retail purchase because I wouldn't want to pay the shipping for it. But that would be the pick for me. I think that's the one that I am the most interested in. And then my pick for you is Marvel United X-Men apparently is better, but just the retail box of Marvel United X-Men at a discounted price when Walmart's going to sell them again for $10 randomly, because that will happen. Keep your eyes peeled. Pick it up for that price, just like they're selling Downforce for $5 at the Dollaramas in Toronto, and everybody's going nuts about it. Yeah, that would be my pick for you. I will put my own interest of Marvel United aside. And Renee hated it as well. Worth mentioning. I will say, if you have the Marvel United itch, try it out at retail. Try out that better version that's improved everything. Get Magento and all of his evil anti-hero flip-floppy pals, whatever they're called. Yeah, anti-heroes, I was right. And try it out for yourself. Enough people like the system that it might resonate with you. I just don't think it should. What's better than Marvel United that you actually should get? Let's scratch that. That's not the pick for you. But if you're feeling that Marvel United itch, try it out first. What's a better, lighter co-op game, Renee, than Marvel United?
Stories.
It's Ghost Stories is not that light, but you like Ghost Stories more. Yeah, let's do that. Ghost Stories, or as it's now known, The Last Bastion, just showed up on Z's top 10. If you're looking at the Dice Tower's top 10, I hear they got a great sponsor. Don't know who that is. Yeah, great idea. That Ghost Stories is more complicated, more challenging, and more interesting than Marvel United. I really think so. I like Ghost Stories a heck of a lot more. I think the variability comes when you're drawing those extra cards. I think that's a great recommendation, Renee.
From me.
And one that I will take credit for, and I'll just edit it out. So here you go. My pick for you, completely of my own idea, is Ghost Stories. So check that out. Anyway, that's it for the week. Let me know what you're backing, what you're excited for, what's upcoming, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to stop filming so that Renee and I can maybe play a quick game of Dwellings of Eldervale, which I just got. And then I can have some more to say about the sure-to-be upcoming 5 Reasons You Shouldn't Back Andromeda's Edge, because that just crossed over $1 million on GameFound. So I'm going to take a look at that, but I wanted to play Dwellings first because I just picked it up. So we're going to play it a bit. And yeah, hope you have an amazing day. Go over, remember, and check out World Series of Board Gaming's YouTube channel, because I think that's going to be a fun interview series. And you can win copies of games probably with the highest chance that you might have on the internet. I'm just saying, usually these videos get like 1,000 views. Probably 200 of them will convert. Go over and make comments. I'm going to share it around. Like I want people to get watching that series and subscribe. But if you aren't subscribed to World Series of Board Gaming, go do that, because now there's going to be actual interesting content that isn't just World Series related, which is my goal. There's going to be some World Series related, and there's going to be others that are things that I'm interested in doing and just talking about the industry and talking about just fun games in general. So I think there's going to be some things, if you're interested in this channel, you might be interested in that one. So check that out. Otherwise, let me know what you are excited about, what you're backing, what you're not. And my name's Chris George, but I don't have a catchphrase. But I do have legitimate mental trauma after viewing that Horse Girl campaign. So hopefully you don't. Sorry if that was horrible, because it really was.